joining me today for my knitting podcast. Welcome back to all of the returning viewers, and hello to all of the new subscribers that may be tuning in today. Thank you all so much for coming over here to see what I've been working on recently. I will apologize real quick for my cats. They just had breakfast not too long ago, and they are pretty hyper today. So you may hear them running around being a little crazy. I will do my best to hopefully cut that out as best as I can, but we'll see. Anyway, thank you so much for everybody. I would like to start this off by just thanking everybody who's left such wonderful comments and has liked my videos. I'm still pretty shocked that I've gotten so much love from so many people, and I love communicating with everybody. I think it's so fun. So thank everybody that has left a sweet comment. I do my best to like and always get back to everybody. It may not be for a certain amount of hours depending on the time zones and stuff, but yeah. Other than that, thank you to everybody who has subscribed and is interested in viewing my videos. Thank you. And yeah, so obviously you can tell this situation is a bit different. So I noticed after the last episode that I put up, my ends, like, they didn't look bad, but they felt awful because not many of you know this, only some that have known me before I started filming these videos, is that I do my own hair. I normally trim it, I'll dye it, I'll put highlights in it. I do all of that by myself because my hair is so thick that it's really expensive. So I tend to do that stuff myself. Anyway, this is my natural hair color. I'm trying to grow it back out. But yeah, from my highlighting days, my ends were just dead and fried. So I went ahead and, gave myself a little trim as best as I could. It may not be perfect, but neither am I. So I just kind of go with it, Gotta do what you gotta do. And well, last night I have been going back and forth about getting my bangs back, because if you go over to my Instagram and look back about a year ago, I had bangs, and I've always gone kind of back and forth with them. I always try to grow them back out thinking that I'll like that better, but I really just prefer bangs. I really like having them. It just kind of frames my face a bit better. Right now they're still in that awkward, first cut phase, so they're still wanting to split. But oh well, they'll kind of do their own thing. But anyway, so that's the new stuff. I just did a little trim and cut the bangs. But yeah, let me show you what I am wearing today. So I made this in 2017. It was a birthday purchase and make for myself. So I bought this, actually, let me get over here, because I have this all on my Ravelry. I actually had to pull up the computer so I could remember, it was so long ago. But this is the 6th Street Light cardigan by Amy Miller. And I purchased this yarn from Wild Fibers in Mount Vernon, Washington. I spoke about them last episode briefly, but I bought this on the 25th, so literally 2 days before my birthday in February, years ago. And the yarn I used is the Madeline Tosh BFL sock yarn, and I love it, y'all. It's in the color Cactus Flower, so I've always loved the desert. I've loved the Southwest here in America, and I've always loved cacti. I actually used to own a couple that I'd had in our apartment back in Washington, but I left those for my sister whenever I moved over here. Anyway, also sorry about the sniffling. Allergies are hitting me pretty hard this season. But yeah, let me show you the cardigan. It's really adorable. Yeah, so it's got this beautiful decrease here, and then you pick it up and do a ribbing on it. set-in sleeves. Let me move my hair. Shoulders. I forgot how I did that. I forgot if I Kitchener stitched that or if I 3-needle bind off. I can't remember. It was so long ago, but it fits great. I would say, you know, I have a good amount of these. What size did I make? Did I put that on here? I did the 38 and 3/4 of an inch bust. And I may have had a loose gauge, or just from wearing it's kind of grown a bit. But the sleeves are pretty nice. Like the body is really loose, comfy. You do have to do buttonholes also. So there are buttonholes, so you'll need buttons, or if you don't want to have to deal with that, because sometimes I do wear it open, you could just do the ribbing as is. But yeah, it's a beautiful little cardigan. Sleeves are semi, I guess, fitted. They're not like sausage casings by any means, but they do, you know, they fit pretty well. And if I actually pulled on it, I probably have like a good inch or so on them. It does need to be shaved a little bit. I don't know if you can see all the pilling happening, but she's a bit fuzzy, which is fine with me. I don't really, I can't be bothered with it. But yeah. Oh, I almost forgot. It has pockets too. It's a wonderful pattern. And I normally wear this time of year, whenever I just want something I can kind of, you know, throw on to stay a bit warmer or cooler. But I do think I will be shedding it here in a moment because it's pretty warm in this room, mostly because I've, again, turned off the AC, so it hopefully doesn't bother y'all. But yeah, so I will go ahead and shed this because I'm pretty warm, and yeah, but it is a beautiful cardigan. I absolutely love it. There's the back of it. So the color again is Cactus Flower. It's a Madeline Tosh BFL sock yarn. And I do think that, I think she has a cardigan also that's a heavier weight. So if you wanted something that wasn't in a fingering weight yarn for a cardigan, I believe she has one. I can't remember if it's DK or worsted, but anyway, you can always find her on Ravelry at Amy Miller on there. So that's what I was wearing today. Hey, so I do have some, well, I don't know if it would be 1 or 2 finished objects, but as you can probably tell from my thumbnail, I finished my socks. So let me show you those. All right. So here they are. So I've shown these a couple of times in my past episodes already, so I'm not going to go into full detail about like everything about this sock. I used Knit Picks Felici in their Palm Springs colorway. On this sock, literally, I just did knit 2, purl 2 on the ribbing, stockinetted for a while. I did a heel flap and gusset, heel turn, did all that good stuff, knit the toe, and then I just did a typical decrease rounded toe. Think the second one, they turned out pretty darn close. I did my best to get them to match, but I mean, again, they are sisters, not twins. But yeah, but those are those. Oh, and my sock blockers, I actually got these from my dad. I'll actually take these off. Wrote this one. So my dad got these for me for Christmas one year, a while back. So they just have the little holes, and on the back it says Merry Christmas to me, heart dad. But yeah, I normally use these ones for mine. I bought another set of like I forgot who they're by. Is it like Knit Picks or something? Anyway, they're like blue sock blockers that I bought for Brad because they're a bit bigger. Anyway, these ones are just for my foot, which I wear about a US size, like anywhere from a 9 to a 10 depending on the shoe, which is so frustrating But anyway, so it's about that. So maybe like a European, like, what would that be? Like 39 to 41, somewhere in that range maybe. It's about what this is for. Anyway, I took 2 skeins of the yarn. I still had a little bit left over. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with the leftover yarn. I just put it into my scraps bundle that I have in my closet that I always just, you know, put it in and hide it. And now that I'm thinking about it, I should have brought my sock box in here to show you my box of socks, I guess, that I've made. Maybe next episode I'll do that if I remember. But yeah, socks are finished. I'm so happy about that. Okay, let's get on to whips now. Wow, I feel like I'm really flying through this so far. Anyway, let's check out what I've been working on. Okay, so out of all of my whips, the ones I've been working on the most have been my temperature blanket and Brad's cabled sweater. I actually did make a lot of progress, which I'll be showing you here in a second. But here's the temperature blanket. I am so happy, y'all. I finally got to use the mustard color yarn I've been praying and hoping to actually crochet with. I love it. Oh my god, it is so pretty. But I finally got to use it a couple days ago. It's kind of hard to see it, but it's this one row right here. This one itty bitty row I got to use. But yeah, this is pretty much just my work. The weather's been pretty, like, average. Oh, here, let me actually show this side. Because I got to add a new marker that is representing April 1st. So April Fool's Day a couple days ago. And that is the blanket so far. I don't know if it all showed. Oh, there we go. But yeah, it's been pretty much the same since like mid-March to April so far. I'm really excited. Like the other day I was looking at the weather on my phone and I saw a couple more warmer days coming up. So hopefully I get to add one more mustard yarn row, but who knows? I just have to be patient because I do know that like summer will be coming and I'll be in the 80s and I'll get to use the orange yarn, which is right here. So I did put some of the warmer colors into my bag. So yeah, I'm so excited to use this color. Oh. And if you're new, I am working a temperature blanket. I kind of went into it a little bit more in the last episode, so give that a view if you are curious. But a little rundown, it is a year-long like work in progress that I'll be showing every time I film. You're more or less going to be taking your temperature ranges, and I gave them each a color, and you check your high temperature for the day on, like, if you're watching the weather, or if you have the app on your phone, you just look at the high temperature for the day and you crochet or knit the corresponding color for that day, just a row. So that's pretty much where I'm at with that. Absolutely loving it. I've been having a lot of fun with it. And I just absolutely love that. I love the transition that it's doing. So yeah, I'm really excited. I'm hoping that the center of the blanket goes to the really dark reds that I have and oranges, and then once the fall comes, it kind of starts going back the same direction as this. That would be really cool. But who knows? I'll be surprised soon. Yeah, so that is that, which, if you notice, this bag over here is what I've been holding this in. But it is too big for that little bag now. So I've had this bag for a little bit that I have it now storing in. I bought it from Joann's here in the US. And anyway, I don't know if you can read it, but it says "one cat short of crazy." And it has like a little kitty face on it. But it fits. It's a pretty big tote bag. I normally use it for groceries, especially if we're coming back from Costco or something. Normally throw those in there or put them in our trolley because we are on a, pretty high up floor. So I don't really care to be carrying a bunch of groceries like that. So we do have a trolley that we just kind of pull with our groceries up here. But every now and then I do, because I am a one-trip person. I do not like having to go back to all the way back downstairs to get groceries and make a second trip. I'm a one-go girl. So that's where this kind of came from. But now it's storing the temperature blanket because, you know, in times of need, you have to sacrifice. I feel like. So yeah, maybe I'll just have to buy another one for the groceries and use this one for all of my knitting. So that one's been a lot of fun. Let's go to the cabled sweater real fast. That's the next whip I've been heavily working on. Oh my goodness. I think all, oh my God, I want to say days after I filmed the last episode, I literally just I wanted to finish those socks really bad. And then after I finished the socks, ooh, what's that doing? After I finished the socks, I don't know, I was so close to finishing the sleeve that I just was like, oh, one more row. Then I finished it and I was like, oh my goodness, I need to pay some love to my other knits. And I did fall off of the bandwagon that I was doing with my planner. I have everything kind of listed out that I need to do on a daily basis. And I just kind of let that go for a couple of days while I finish these things. But enough about that. So this is the sleeve that I finished up. It's been blocked. It is so pretty. It has these gorgeous purple and gold flecks in it. And it is a cream color. So I am making Brad the cabled cardigan, or not cardigan, the cabled sweater called Saven or Saven, one of the two. I'm not too sure. Anyway, it's going to fit on his arm like this, and it is all worked in the flat. So these are pieces I will have to sew together. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Let's see, what else can I talk about it? It has a really cool detail that I like. Oops, there's a thread. It has like this slip stitch detail that will really pop and show a bit more whenever it's actually all sewn together. But yeah, it has a saddle set-in sleeve on the shoulder. I am actually in the process of making the second one. So I've made a little bit of progress on this one. But yeah, oh, there's another thread from all of my sewing I've been doing, which I'll show in a moment. But yeah, this is beautiful. I'm in love with this. I love knitting with this yarn. I spoke more about this in the last episode. It is, oh gosh, it's Knit Picks, and it's one of their tweeds. I'll put it on the screen because I'm blanking on it at the moment. But it is a beautiful yarn. It's super squishy. I think it's gonna wear well. I do have a feeling it may pill a bit, but I mean, oh well. More fluff and fuzz just means more comfort, right? But yeah, both of these sleeves started with the tubular cast on. I can't go into too much detail about the actual construction or anything because it is a paid for pattern. But yeah, it will be knit in pieces, which means I'm having to work in the flat, which, you know, I thought I would be totally against it. I'm not a huge fan of knitting in the flat, but it's been very therapeutic, honestly. Like, I've really enjoyed it. My cats are running around in the living room. I'm so sorry if you hear that. Anyway, but I've been really enjoying knitting in the flat with this. It's been kind of comforting because you do the cables in the pattern, and then on the back side you pretty much just you're not having to do any like twists or cables or anything. You're just kind of knitting and purling, which is very comforting, and it's so soft. And I actually I got a really cute video whenever I finished blocking it and it was dry. I put it onto the island that we have here in the apartment, and I was taking a video to send it to my mom to show her, and Luna ended up sitting on it, and she's a huge daddy's girl, so I took a little video of that. But yeah, I'm knitting the sleeve for the most part on my US size 7s. There's Lily. She is very hyper today. Oh my gosh, that kitten energy. But yeah, my US size 7s, these are the Knit Pick, oh no, not Knit Pick. They are Knitter's Pride Dreams. And I had a whole set of these, and I still do. I love these needles. Ah, sorry, there's a hair in my face. But yeah, they're wonderful needles. They're very buttery, very buttery. But yeah, I really love my Licca needles, but my size 7s, like I said last time, are on a different project, and I just wanted to start. So anyway, so I've gotten one sleeve done, which I already folded up. But yeah, I've gotten one sleeve done, and I'm on sleeve 2. And it's actually kind of nice at this pattern. Like, it does like have you start out with the sleeves. I think that's fair to say. A lot of patterns do that. But anyway, it's kind of nice because then you just get the sleeves done with, you know? So, speaking of my planner real quick, this is kind of what it is like to keep me on track for these things, because I did also mention this last week. So, this is just my little planner. It's a little booklet. So this is what I do our budgeting in. So I keep like all of our receipts in this front pocket here. I guess it's easier to show this way. And I use those for budgeting throughout the month. So we're on April, and it's a beautiful little page. So each month you get this beautiful little front face, which don't want to show any of that, but anyway, sorry, that's notes for the pattern. Hopefully you can kind of see. There we go. That's better to see. But anyway, it's really cute. So pretty much you have like, and I'm not worried about y'all seeing any of this other than my handwriting is really bad, but like here's the calendar. So you can like write down your big things, or I've written down my big things. And this is kind of an overview of what my days kind of look like, just real quickly. But I love tasks. So I don't like write out like, I don't know. I don't get too artistic with it. I'm very, I don't want to say analytical or like very structured, but I just love that feeling of, oh, I've finished that. Check, check. That's done. That's done. Things like that. So yeah. And by the way, I am filming on the 4th. Today, so that is Monday. I tend to post on Tuesday or Wednesdays, just depends on how fast I can upload and have it post. But yeah, that's just kind of what I do personally. It's what's working for me because I am filming on my phone. I don't have like a big fancy camera. I do a lot of my editing actually on my little itty bitty MacBook. And then I post it to YouTube, and it takes a while. So anyway, I'm filming today. And also what's special about today is it's my sister's birthday. So happy birthday, Lauren. I know you're going to see this a day or two later, but I've already texted you. Hopefully you got my fun email for your birthday. Anyway, happy birthday, Lo. I love you so much. I wish I was there. And honestly, for everybody else watching, this is the very first birthday of my sister's that I have not spent with her in person. And it was already hard during my birthday because it was the first time for my own birthday that I didn't have my sister with me. So it is kind of like like it hurts a bit not being there for my sister, but she's well taken care of with family over back in Washington. I just hope she has a great day. Love you, Lo. Back to work in progresses. I did a little bit of work on my tank top, the Camisole number 2, and I am loving this Lindy Chain by Knit Picks. I'm absolutely loving it, but this was another one for, you know, obvious reasons for the sleeve and the socks. This got put on the side, and so did the Belmont cardigan I'll show in a moment. But I did make a little bit of progress. So this is when I last filmed. This is another stitch marker I made. This is just a little stone. I don't know if it's gonna clear up at all, but it's a little flat stone. I put like a little glass bead on there and a little lobster hook on it, and then on the top I have my little bee. But yeah, so I've made a decent amount of progress, and I'm loving it. I think it is going to be so pretty. I cannot wait to wear this. It's so soft, and I think it's gonna wear really well. I'm still excited to see what it's going to look like worn, especially after blocking and everything. But so far, I'm really loving it, and the color is gorgeous. I'm gonna be putting in a lot more work and attention to this one this week, since I did neglect it a bit last week. But anyway, I also put in an order to Knit Picks. I'll talk a little bit more about that, other than I did buy another skein of this in the plum, another skein of it in the turmeric. So I originally bought 3 of each of those colors to make camisoles, but after I got through one whole skein, it was already 10 centimeters, and the length I wanted for my body, for it being cropped, I wanted it to be 20, and I just started getting a little worried that I was gonna run out of yarn, and I don't like playing yarn chicken. It stresses me out too much. My anxiety can't handle that. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna buy another skein, and you know, I did some math, and I believe that I would need like maybe 10 extra yards, so the extra skein will be nice to have. But you know, if I don't need it, then I can always make like little oh gosh, not shawls, but little not handkerchiefs either. What are the bandanas? Oh, sorry. Allergies, I'm telling you. Oh my gosh, I'm a mess right now. And I've been taking Flonase and that Zyrtec. I'm hoping that it helps soon. But no, so I can always make some bandanas or little hair bands or something for the summer. I don't know. Maybe even make some scrunchies out of it. I don't know. But that's what I'm planning on doing with whatever's left. The Belmont, I made a tiny bit of progress on, mostly honestly in the past couple of days, because I felt really bad for neglecting this one because it's beautiful. I'm using the Hulse Garn Sweet Pea in the Super Soft. Tons of yarn still on this. I feel like I've used so much of it, and I've hardly touched this cone. But it's absolutely beautiful. It's this beautiful, like, pinky purpley color. I just love it. And it has specks of like beige and yellow and little saturated hot pink spots and purple spots. I absolutely love this color. But furthermore, here is the cardigan. So here's one of the front sides. So this is where I placed my Simply Serving little cat s'more stitch marker. And here's my other little bee that I made. But yeah, I made a decent amount of progress, maybe like 2 inches, 1.5 inches. I don't know. I haven't measured that yet. But the lace is looking amazing. I am loving this. I'm so excited to wear this. But yeah, that is that for knitting work in progresses. Yeah, I have just been kind of bouncing around projects, and normally I feel like I'm pretty good at only having like 1 or 2 things going, but I have just been like ravenous. I have been wanting to do everything. Oh my gosh, like I've even recently been thinking of picking up my cross stitching again, because there's a little petite size one I've been working on. So yeah, I mean, but I'm telling myself no. It's like, Melissa, you need to do a bit better. You need to at least finish one thing, do another. So, me saying that, I finished the sleeve and I finished the pair of socks. So I thought it was only right for me to start this. I'm so bad. I'm so bad. But that was knitting, right? So that's just the knitting works in progress. This is crochet. I mean, the temperature blanket's also crochet, but I feel like that's a work in progress all on its own. That's a whole year. Like that's not going to be done in a month. I mean, that's like end of year. So that I don't really count. But this is so pretty, guys. So I personally did not find this pattern, so we can blame Brad. He's the one who showed me this because we were in Hobby Lobby getting fabric for the quilt I'm making. Little happy dance. Anyway, he found this. It's a free pattern at Hobby Lobby, and look at how beautiful that is. I have never made a crocheted shawl in my life. I mean, all I've ever made was now this blanket, but I've made, oh my God, I'm spacing. Dishcloths. Oh my gosh, I'm Space Cadet Melissa today. Oh my goodness. But it's a beautiful pattern. It is free, so I don't mind showing any of this. You could literally get onto their website, which is right here, to find this. But yeah, it is gorgeous. So I got this when we got that fabric because it's free. It's just a little pull on one of their tabs. It does come with another one too. So here's the second project that comes in this little pamphlet that you can get in the store. So anyway, I took a picture of it on Snapchat and sent it to my mom, and I told her like, oh, this would be so much fun for us to make together, you know, another little fun mother-daughter things, because we've done that a couple of times now. So we're doing the temperature blanket together, both crocheting it, but we have both also made the Soldotna sweaters by Caitlin Hunter. I did mine in more of a holiday theme, and she did hers in more like beautiful like blue. There's like a yellow and green. It's really pretty. I don't know if she packed it with her or not. But I would have her take a picture and send it to me so I could show y'all, but I don't think she has it on her. But it is beautiful. Maybe she may have it on her Ravelry. I'll look that up and see if I can put it in this video. If not, then we'll see. Anyway, I sent a picture of this to her. She thought it was really cute. She's visiting my brother and his family down in Texas, and my oldest niece, Callie, saw it and loved it. She absolutely loved it, and she was wondering if I could make it for her, and of course I can. And I was absolutely just like, oh, with emotions. I was just shot with emotions. My niece, like, has never asked me to make her anything. Oh gosh, the girls are being, I don't know. Sorry, I just always keep an eye out. Right now they're cuddling, which is good, but they may start playing and being noisy, so sorry if that happens. But no, she's never asked me to make her anything. My little nephews in Washington have, though. I've made them a pair of socks before. But I also have something special planned for them this year that'll be in a later episode. But anyway, whenever she asked for that, I just, of course I had to go get the yarn, so I went to Hobby Lobby, and I've already put all of this on my Ravelry. So if you're curious, hop on over to Live in Stitches on Ravelry and look at my projects board. I believe it's like the first one even on there. But it is beautiful. So here's one of the colors. I did the exact same colors that it called for. That's what she wanted. So you have like this cream ivory color, and then you have like a mustard yellow that kind of stripes in here, an orange and a blue. And anyway, here's the orange. It's very pretty, and it's so nice. All of these ones from the I Love This Yarn, they have the yarn on the outside like tucked in there, so when you're ready you just pull it and start. And I like to knit or crochet from the outside. Just helps it not ball up and go everywhere. And then here's the mustard one. I've already been playing with it, as you can see. So there's that one. And here is the blue. It's beautiful. Like, it's showing up really light right here, but the color is about, maybe it's about right in there. That kind of darker-ish blue. It's not dark, but it's not like as light as it's showing up here. Like, it is very much so more kind of back there on color. But let me throw these back in here and I'll show you the progress I've made on this. So this is another reason why I did not make much progress on my Belmont cardigan or on the tank top is I think a whole day, every moment I had free, I crocheted on this. And I would also like to say I've known how to crochet for, oh gosh, I just messed all those up. I've known how to crochet for at least like over a decade now. I just don't do it a lot. Sorry, my bangs are driving me crazy already. There we go. But I've known how to crochet for about a little over 10 years. I just have never done much with it. I've always done dishcloths or, yeah, that's about it. Which I know a lot of people new to knitting do the same thing, but she loved this cardigan. She loved this shawl, and I read through the pattern, and it's very easy. I would say, though, because the pattern does say easy, I would say it's easy if you are very experienced at crochet and you know all the different stitches, like you are good and golden. You've made shells before, you've even made maybe garments before. I would say then it's easy for you. So I would say that this is not beginner easy. I would say this is more intermediate or advanced easy. But me being kind of in between a beginner and intermediate, like, it is stitches I've done before. I am used to doing the color changes a little bit because of the color that or the colors in the temperature blanket I'm doing. Anyway, so here's the shawl so far. And honestly, these were not too bad to do. Honestly, and even these, it's a lot of double crochet. And I feel like if you know how to chain, obviously to, start any kind of crochet blanket, you chain on. And then if you know how to single crochet, double crochet, and then just carry your colors throughout. And this is only so often, like, you use it for these little bands and then right here when you color change. But other than that, it's working up really well. And quite honestly, this is giving me huge University of Texas vibes in Austin. From literally just that creamy white and the burnt orange. But I think it's beautiful. I think she's really going to enjoy it. I'm really happy with what I've done here. I have messed up a couple of times and have had to go back because the pattern, it doesn't necessarily hold your hand. It's very much like, you crochet, you know how to do this, do that, and do this, and do that. And for me, it's like, what? So it was a little bit of trial and error, especially for these little chevrons. Yeah, it took me a little bit, but I think I figured it out. But yeah, definitely give it a go. It's a free pattern, hobbylobby.com. Just look up shawls. I think it's called like cozy Shawl Good. It's called Shawl Good. So give that a look-see. If you want to. It's a fun little free pattern, and literally all the yarn, I actually got it at 30% off though. They just had a yarn sale, so I did save a good amount of money on this. But regular price is $4.99 US. So I did save a little bit of money per skein on it. I think altogether it came out to about $20-ish US. But anyway, so that has taken over this little root bag. All right, pardon me, I do need some coffee real fast. all of this talking has definitely, whew, dried out my throat. I don't normally talk this much. Oh, and if you're curious, this little mug is by Herdy. I'll try and put it here on the screen. I do know that Chris, the owner at Jennings Yarn and Needlecrafts, another yarn shop I mentioned last week, she sells these in her shop. So if you wanted to get over to her website, I'll link that down below too. You may be able to get in contact with her, or she may have this on her website still, and she has a bunch of different products from them as well. Super cute things, which I'm about to show you also by Herdy. Absolutely love these ones, the solid ones. I don't think I have every single color, but when I worked there, I got the employee discount, and so every now and then I would treat myself to a new color. So I have like a green, a purple, a pink, blue, and an orange along with this green. And then I have one that's kind of a smaller little white one that has like little dancing ones around it. It's really cute mugs, but there's like some that have little heads all over them that are super cute, but I couldn't justify getting a whole nother mug set. I just couldn't. So I just got the solid ones. I absolutely love these. That is very good. And if you're curious, the way I like coffee is I normally just do the drip coffee in our coffee maker. Brad sets it every night and it does an auto brew. And then, yeah, I just put some half and half in it. Yeah, that's what I prefer. I'm not a huge sweet coffee drinker. Like, I don't do like a bunch of like the frappuccinos and stuff, or like hazelnut lattes, or I don't even know. Like, it's hard for me to think. Even when I go to Starbucks, it's always like an Americano. I don't know, with cream. I don't know. Anyway, let's see. Since we're on the topic of Herdy and still in my work in progresses, I do have this little guy. Isn't that adorable? Look at how sweet that is. Oh my gosh. It is so cute. So I've had this for a good while now. It's been a while since I've had this, like years. But this is my little notions little thing. Like in here I have like my embroidery needles. So this is a magnetic one, and it also has like some little stitch markers in there I'm trying to pull out. So it has a lot of embroidery needles in there and knitting cable connectors. So that's what these are. They don't really magnetize very well. And then these little keys that you use to tighten your needle to your cables. But yeah, but there are actual like super sharp embroidery needles in there as well, because I like to use embroidery needles for my cross stitching. Maybe I'll show some of those next week, some of the cross stitchings that I've done. Not many are finished because knitting is priority in my life, but every now and then in the summer when I'm sitting outside, it's nice to work on a little cross stitch. But I prefer to do the embroidery needles with it. I do have to be slightly careful because if you do get poked with that, you are bleeding. But no, I just find it goes through the canvas a bit better. That's just my own preference. I'm not a big fan of the dull needles. Let's see. What else is in here? Like, I have all of my little cable needles. So these are by Knitter's Pride, and they actually give the gauge on there. So that's a US 6. I don't know if it's gonna focus quite well enough. It's wanting to focus on other things. But anyway, and then the big one. There's a blue one somewhere. I don't know where the heck it went, but it escaped. But anyway, those are the cable needles I have. And then I actually got these for Christmas from my mom. So these are little crochet hooks that have little knitting needle ends. So they're kind of the best of both worlds kind of scenario. So there's the crochet hook size. And then there is the knitting needle size. And I've used these for cable work too with the knitting side. They work great. I just noticed with the sweater I'm making Brad, they just, because these ones are metal, those stitches were just sliding off because of the fabric or the yarn that I'm using for that. So these ones actually do a pretty good job. I'm actually using this purple one on it. They have these little notches in there. It's really hard to see them, but they have these really cool notches in there, and I mean, it may drive some people crazy, but I would rather my stitch be stuck on there a bit more because I would hate to have to go down and fix cable work. It's just one of those safety nets. I would rather deal with having to get my nail under there to put it back on and continue cabling versus this one. This one was giving me such a headache. It was just sliding off, and anyway, I couldn't be bothered, so the wooden ones came to the rescue. I have my little clover tube full of my tapestry needles, and I actually have a couple of different ones. So I have like the typical ones that come in these. They have like the little bent end. But then I also have these little itty bitty ones. So I don't know if you can really see that, but they're really small compared to the gold, and they're straight. The other ones that I've seen that are not gold are still not this small. I picked these up in the sewing area, and they're a bit sharper, but I find they're really nice for socks or anything with a smaller stitch. I feel like they just go in a bit better. Anyway, then I have a whole little bag of the keys for all the interchangeable needles, and then I love these things. Oh my gosh. I love these little needle tips, and I don't use these all that much, but when I have kind of an overloaded set of cables and they like expand, like the stitches expand over to the needle tips, it's kind of nice to make sure you're insured. So I have like these little needle tips I guess. So these are for kind of like chunkier needles, and then these ones are good for little small ones. And so yeah, like on socks with those 9-inch circular needles, I tend to use these little green ones just to make sure the stitches don't slip off, because it is such a small circumference and those stitches are all the way around. But for something like this where, I mean, there's a potential that they can slip off, you know, I'm pretty careful with them. But yeah, they just slip on like this. And then you go to the other one, and literally there's like this little hole. You just kind of stick it on, and it stays on pretty well. I tend to have to like squeeze and turn. Squeeze and turn. They pop off. But yeah, that's pretty much it inside the Notions little pouch. It holds quite a bit. Like, I mean, I can put all this in there. Boom. But yeah, again, I love my cacti. That's the top of the little needle box. I also got this from Hobby Lobby as well. I don't know if they have this one anymore. They have a lot of bee ones. I almost wanted to get one, but then it's another one of those things. I don't need another one. I don't do that much embroidery or cross stitching. I'm fine with the one, so. But anyway, there's the Herdy one. This is also on their website. I know that Chris also at her shop has these in different colors too. I think that there was like purple and blues and stuff. So give that a look-see. Next work in progress. Sorry, this has been kind of a tangent with that whole, you know, Herdy stuff, but I had to show you. So I told y'all last week I'm starting the double wedding ring quilt, I think it's called. Anyway, I got this fabric from Amazon, and it comes in beautiful fabrics. I actually will be putting a little video of it at the end of this, showing off all of the different fabrics that came in this bundle. But if you want to look for this on Amazon, this is the one that I got, just in this color. I do know that they had other ones as well. So I've already gone through with the quilt and cut out an entire packet. So I bought 2 of these. and I've already cut out a whole packet worth in this template that you buy also from Amazon. And I found this through Kristen's channel, so Vine. So if you want to go over to her channel, and you can find the link on her, not this recent one, but it was the one before, I believe, where she's showing off her quilt and she has this template saved. But yeah, definitely go and check out her videos if you haven't already. They're fabulous. But yeah, so I've already gotten that done. The contrasting fabrics I chose at Hobby Lobby were like this pretty mauvey color, like the actual color's about back here. The sun's coming out, starting to brighten up. But it has like this kind of texture on it, so it's not a solid pink. It kind of has some roughness texture kind of to it. And then the other one are these beautiful little succulents. So you can kind of see the succulents in here, and they have this beautiful like glittery edging to them. I don't know if it's picking up on the camera, but it has this beautiful glittery edging to it. But anyway, so those are my two contrasting fabrics for this. And then for the backing, I'm just using like an off-white. I'm not getting too fancy with it. I just picked an off-white color. I will say I have never made a full quilt before. Like, I am not experienced in this in any way. It's not perfect in any way, but neither am I. So I just go with the flow. But I have made 2 full squares of this, and this was my first one. So yes, there are mistakes, there are a little bit of issues with it, but overall I think it's gorgeous. I love all the different patterns in there. I think it's so sweet. Oh, I love it. So there's one, and here's the second one. So there's that. And I absolutely love the way that this is playing together. And yeah, so you can see those 2 contrasting fabrics there on the corners. But yeah, those are my 2 squares. I know that each time I do it, I'll be getting better and better. So far, it's like, I feel like I'm doing okay. Like, honestly, this one turned out pretty good, I would say. I got that one pretty good. But then it's like every now and then I get off a bit. So like on this one, it's just slightly off right here. And I try my best to look, but you know, those little imperfections, I'm not going to go back and fix. They're memories. I see it as sweet memories of me making a beautiful quilt for the first time. It's going to represent, you know, the year I got married and stuff. So I just go with it. I just go with it. If it's too perfect, then, you know, I feel like you could have just bought it at a store. I like things to be slightly imperfect. I feel like it's kind of a nice way to know that it was made with love, right? Almost done, I promise. But if you are not into acquisitions, I totally understand. I highly appreciate you for coming in and tuning in to what I've been working on. If you are into acquisitions, let's get cracking. So whenever I went to pick up the fabric, I actually found these really pretty buttons. And so these ones I thought would be beautiful on the Belmont cardigan. Just something to make it look kind of elegant, you know, really make it shine. I thought that would be really pretty. So I bought enough. I bought like 3 things of it for this. And so yeah, I know that it was kind of like, I don't need to buy the buttons like right now for it because I'm not finished with it, but I saw them and they're so pretty. I wish that they would focus better. I don't know how far I need to be from the camera. I don't know, but they're really beautiful. I love the little crystals on it. Anyway, so I went ahead and I bought those. Then I also saw this yarn. I got this whenever I was going in for Callie's shawl yarn over here for the crocheted shawl. I saw this yarn. So look at that. Oh, so it's called Yarntopia by Yarn Bee in the color Sage. And there's some specs on it for you. It is 100% acrylic, but this is the softest stuff I've ever felt in my life. This is amazing. Like, this is buttered kittens. Like, this is like marshmallows, like cotton candy. This is amazing. I love the feel of this. Like, I'm sitting here like a Chinese finger trap just playing with it. But I absolutely love this. I got 3 of these skeins. 2 are in my stash right now, but I did pull 1 out just to show you. And I have already swatched, so I went ahead and I did a little swatch because my plan for this is to make the, oh, what is it called? The Flutter Butt shirt, or the Flutter Butt shirt by Jessie Made. So I'm hoping to make one of these. It may not be done for this summer, but I can always make it during the fall and winter for next year. But I did want to go ahead and gauge up because this yarn is a bit smaller. So yeah, I will have to adjust the size that I pick. I may go up a size. I don't know. I'll do some math and see what works best. But yeah. So there's kind of a future knitting plan that I have. And I love that color, that light green. I love a light green, and I don't have anything in this color, but I think it would look really nice. I think it would complement well. So I got some of that, you know, for another summer make at some point. And then lastly, I got this on Amazon, or I purchased this on Amazon, which, by the way, everything that I show, I'm not sponsored at all. I spend my own money on this stuff. So anyway, I purchased this. Oh my gosh, it's knitted animal friends. Look at how cute that is. Oh my gosh. And they also have like knitted doll books and stuff. So if you're interested, you can always find these on Amazon. But I really enjoy making little toys every now and then. Like, I've made one rabbit, which is on my Ravelry. Yeah, I named him Rupert the Rabbit. I'll try and put in a photo of him if I have it. But he's adorable. I made him out of opal sock yarn, and I believe that was actually an opal pattern that they had for him, and he's adorable. But anyway, there are some beautiful little patterns in here. I'm trying to get to the one that I am making, and I've actually purchased yarn and materials for this. But it is the little bunny in here. And I could use the opal sock yarn bunny pattern, but I don't know. I didn't want to make that one, but let me bend this book. Oh, yeah, check her out. Isn't she adorable? Oh my God. Look at those little feet and those big old ears. Oh, I love a good bunny. It's so sweet. I wish I had the materials all ready to make her in time for Easter, but that is not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. But I just thought she was so cute. And there's a bunch of different little animals in here. So there's like a little fox, a puppy, there's a mouse, there's a duck and pig in here. I know there's also like a horse, a raccoon, there's a hedgehog. And they come with these little clothes. How cute. Oh my God, they're adorable. There's an owl in here as well. So definitely give this a look-see if you want to on Amazon. I'll link this down below as well. But yeah, I'm going to be making the bunny for our niece Mavis in Washington. she's still pretty young, and so she would, I spoke to her mom, and she said that she's really into bunnies right now. So I'm hoping to get this done for her by her birthday. I'd love to send that to her and have like the dress all done up and the cardigan, and then who knows, maybe next year the bunny will get a friend. I don't know. But yeah, that's about it for knitting and stuff. I will potentially be doing a acquisitions video of the yarn that's coming in, or I may just wait until the next video and put it at the end, like I did with this one. Just whichever is, you know, floating my boat, I guess. So this will be the part of the episode where I kind of talk about what's going on in my life, if you care to hear about any of that. Yeah, so lately Brad and I, we've been watching a lot of different shows on Netflix. A rewatch we've been going through is the Supernatural series. Absolutely love it. Love Supernatural. If you have not given it a see, definitely get on and give it a look. I don't think it's for everybody. Like, it can be a little bloody at times. It does have some curse words in there. I would definitely say it's for, you know, a mature audience, or people that don't mind those things. For me, I enjoy it. It's about two brothers who go across the country, hunting monsters and saving humanity and all of that. And, you know, it's a good show. It's a good show. We're already into, oh gosh, are we in season 5 already? Yeah, we're in season 5 already. There's 15 seasons in total. We've already watched all of them. But we're just giving it a rewatch. It's one of those things we just enjoy doing every now and then. Show that I've been watching personally when Brad's not here. I mean, he would probably watch it, but it's not necessarily his full-on vibe. So I watch it more when he's at work, and that is The Vampire Diaries, and I watch that on Netflix as well. Never seen the entire series, so please don't spoil it for me. But I think I'm in season 2 or 3. I can't remember. It's been a whole week since I last watched. I'd have to look. And then on Netflix, how it just auto goes, I do that. I'm a binger. I put on those episodes, and I'm the one that they ask if I'm still watching, and it's like, yes, of course I'm still watching. So sometimes I lose track of what season or episode I'm on because, I don't know, it just autoplays. Another series I've been watching is Friday Night Lights on Netflix. Holds a sweet spot in my heart because it's about a Texas football team, and the coach and his family and stuff. And so growing up in Texas, knowing exactly the situation of high school football down there, it's a big deal. But it's one of the reasons I love football. I love football. I feel like most people from the South love football, but anyway, I've been enjoying rewatching that. Other than those shows on Netflix, I do enjoy The Real Housewives on Bravo. So currently I'm watching the New Jersey and Orange County ones. Also on Peacock, I'm using my sister's login for that so I can watch the Miami one. So I've been binging all of those shows. I don't know. I think if I had to pick out of my favorite Housewives group, oh, I do love the New Jersey one. That is one of my favorites. I love the Potomac one too. I love all of them. It's hard to pick. They're all so good, and the ladies are fabulous. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love to live vicariously through all of them. But it's great shows. That's kind of what I've been into watching-wise. Movie-wise, I've been watching Ponyo, Howl's Moving Castle. I've been watching like The Hobbit, Lord of the Rings, which, if you do not know, I absolutely adore. Hobbit life. I love Lord of the Rings. But yeah, that's all I've been really watching. Reading wise, I've just been reading, I've been trying to finish up the Two Towers. I have the whole little collection here behind my coffee cup. So I have The Hobbit, Fellowship, and Return of the King up here. So these 3 little itty bitty books right here. The Two Towers I'm currently reading. So I've already gotten through The Hobbit and The Fellowship, so I'm almost done. I just need to finish it. But these books are great. So like, they're literally like pocket size. They're Hobbit size, actually. They're really small, but you have to have pretty good eyesight. It's very small reading. And funny little story about these is that I bought this set and I've had them for a couple of years now. And my sister sent me a picture on Snapchat like a couple months ago, and she had this one out on her spin bike at her house. She had it open, and literally all I saw in it was the binding here around the side and the fact that it said Fellowship of the Ring, and I knew exactly that she got the exact same book set as me without her even asking me. Can you tell we're sisters? She bought the exact same set of books as me. It's, you know, one thing we both love, you know, these stories, but the fact that she bought the exact same exact set as me years later, and without even knowing that I had these. Like, she had no idea. It was wild when we talked all about that. It was so funny. Excuse me while I take another sip. This may be a slightly long one like the last episode was. I'm just chatty. I'm sorry. I can't help but talk about all of these things. I don't have local knitting friends that I can talk to about this stuff. So all of you, my virtual knitting friends, I like to gab and talk about it. So if you want to talk back with me, please leave some comments down below. I would love to get chatty with you. Tell me what you're working on and all of that good stuff. I would love to hear about it. Oh my goodness. I love it. Oh, pardon me. Oh, I love that. It's so good. So yeah, I should have probably spoken about this topic before, in my first episode, but it was just, the first episode I put up, it was very spur of the moment for me. But yeah, other than watching all of, you know, movies, shows, reading, I love cleaning. I know it's very weird. So I know a lot of you just like, I know a lot of y'all just did that. You're like, lady, what? What? You like to clean? Really? But I do. I don't know why. I just find it really nice to have things tidy and done. And I can sit there and knit and be a bit lazy because I am very sedentary. I sit a lot, more or less, for all of my crafts other than sewing. I actually have to stand at my island to sew, which isn't the most fun, but it's doable. But, you know, I really enjoy cleaning. That's just one of my other little hobbies that kind of keep me a bit more active. But I have noticed just getting older, and I know I'm not as old as some of the people viewing this, but you may be able to relate that in, you know, younger years, our metabolisms were running like a finely tuned oiled machine, and then you get closer to 30 and things just slow down a little bit. And so for me, that happened too. And this isn't me telling anybody that you have to look a certain way or anything like that. I believe that everybody's beautiful, every size is beautiful, every color is beautiful, baby. Every color, every size, everything. Everybody can be who they want to be, in my own opinion. For me, my own personal body, I just like to feel good. I like to move my body slightly. Now, that doesn't mean I like to work out strenuously, but I don't mind going on a walk. I don't mind lifting a little bit of weights. So me and Brad, we have implemented some little things to do that, to keep us healthy. Not necessarily like, for me, it's not about looking like supermodel skinny or anything. I'm more worried about heart health. I'm more worried about type 2 diabetes. Both of those things run in my family, just through genetics. And so for me, I know that I need to be more mindful about those things. I need to look out for my heart health, and I need to watch out for type 2 diabetes because that does run in my family. And so I just like to make smarter choices. This has been our year of health, I guess. If you're gonna think of like what are they called, New Year's resolutions type of thing. So I don't know. It just means that instead of going out to eat, I do a lot more from scratch. I've actually been doing a lot of homemade pizzas lately, which have turned out great. I think I finally got my perfect pizza dough done. So instead of buying pre-made pasta sauce, I do my own. I'll either get like canned just tomatoes and salt, or I go and I get the little grape tomatoes and I do those up in the stove. You know, I don't want to go into too much detail, but you just make those smarter choices, make a little bit more where you can instead of everything coming from preservative foods, which honestly I've found that great value at Walmart. They have a lot of items in their canned goods that aren't loaded with preservatives. Like, I was shocked. Like, a lot of their frozen, or not frozen, well, they're frozen goods too, but their canned vegetables and stuff, a lot of them don't have too many preservatives in them, and they're very budget friendly. So there's that. We've also been making an effort to work out more regularly, so we'll go on walks around the neighborhood. I've actually begun like running again, which I haven't done in a long time. So I do like little jogs, I should say, not runs. I don't outrun. I'll trot, jog, and walk. I'll do the elliptical every now and then, but it's only for like 30 minutes. I don't like to be in the gym for like an hour. That's not fun. But yeah, we're just making little efforts. That's all that's really been going on in my life. So for the next video, I have a big surprise for y'all. Other than hopefully acquisitions, but my mom will be here for the next video. So keep a lookout for that. I'm so excited for y'all to meet her. Oh my gosh. So she's going to be bringing her temperature blanket because she's going to be visiting us, her and my dad. My dad's coming too, but they'll be visiting us for a couple of weeks. And yeah, I'm so excited. Oh my God, y'all are going to love her. Anyway, look forward to that. I will not be seeing y'all next week, but I will see y'all again the week of the 18th. So I'll record with my mom on the 18th and hopefully get the video posted after that for the next video. For this one, I say goodbye. Thank you so much for watching, and enjoy the little clips I put after this of some little things that have been going on in my life that, yeah, you may be interested in. Thank you so much for being here and being so sweet. Leave comments down below. I'd love to talk to you guys. And give this video a like if you enjoyed the content. Bye. Well, someone else loves Daddy's sweater too. Is that cozy, honey? Oh, the slow blink. She loves it. She loves it.